7:30, we'll call the meeting to order. Do a roll call, Christy?
Sure. Cahill? Here. Desart? Here. Eckhoff?
Here.
Garcia? Here. Krajewski?
Here.
Rutledge?
Here. Everybody sign up for public comment?
We did have one public comment that was submitted online from Jackie Freeman. The subject is DCAS leadership. And the comment is, I'm terribly dismayed to learn that Brian Krajewski is being removed as chair of the Animal Services Committee. Brian has been a dedicated advocate for animals and is trusted across both parties. Please reconsider this egregious decision.
We move on to chairman's remarks. Welcome, we got one new member here. Welcome Cindy to the,
Thank you.
board.
Good to
And
be here.
if you haven't already taken a tour, I would recommend
I'm going to. I'm setting it up right now with Laura.
Any questions you have, just feel free to ask her.
Thank you.
Now, then you see after.
Okay, we'll move on to 5, approval of our minutes of the November 15th meeting.
So moved.
Second. Questions, comments, additions, deletions, corrections? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Move on to our procurement requisitions. I get a motion to recommend approval of the contract with IDEX.
So moved. Second.
Okay, any questions, comments on this bid? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We got a few budget transfers. We need a motion to approve our budget transfers.
So moved.
Second.
Transfers, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And then we have 7B. We have one more budget transfer.
So moved. Second.
Any questions, comments? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. We'll move on to our administrative update.
Thank you. Well, I want to welcome Member Cahill to our committee, the most fun and best committee in the county. So I wanted to give you an update. We're in the process of doing some data cleanup and wrapping up our year-end numbers, but we took in approximately 2,000 animals last year. So we did see a slight increase from the prior year. And that does not include wildlife or a lot of the other ancillary services that we provide our residents, whether it be, medical services, chipping services, things like that. Things have slowed down a little bit, which is nice. So this is the time when we're also preparing for a review of our service enterprise plan, which is our volunteer program plan, and planning for our volunteer appreciation. So that's going to be coming up before we know it here. We can't do a lot of the work that we do without support of the community and all the volunteers that help us. So
What kind of volunteer appreciation do you have?
So, we've even done a virtual one when the pandemic hit, but usually we do a luncheon. We've been at a couple different venues. Last year, we held it at the Historical Society in downtown Wheaton, and that was a lot of fun. And we welcome board members to attend.
Wonderful.
So,
Do you have a date for that?
We don't yet. Yeah, we're just kind of in the early stages of planning. I feel like each year we do like something more fun. And so I always look to my team like, okay, let's try to brainstorm something that's can top last year. So we'll see. Last year it was nice because the Historical Museum had an animal companion exhibit happening at the same time we did our appreciation luncheon. And a lot of community members, there are a lot of DuPage County residents had never even been to the DuPage Historical Museum before. So it's kind of a nice partnership to do that. So we'll see.
It used to be an OEM. They used to do it.
We did it. Yeah, we started at OEM. Yeah. Just on
there.
county campus here. And then we've kind of kicked it up a notch each time. So our current inventory is about 140 animals. Our goal is usually to keep about half of those in foster, but right now we're seeing a bigger population of dogs and adult cats. Once we kind of hit April, we'll start seeing that influx of kittens coming in. And then we are still in the process of working on some of the plans for the construction project, which Member Cahill, I gave you our presentation, and we'll be planning our tour later next month. And I also promised you guys at this meeting an update on our spay neuter services for the feral cat season last year. Christy went ahead and put all of our data together. And since the inception of the program in 2017, we have been steadily increasing the number of cats that we were spaying and neutering. Last year, though, if you'll recall, we kind of struggled finding veterinary support. And so we kind of dropped off a little bit, but we did treat 365 animals. And I think what's really impressive is when we look at since inception, cat spays, when we look at how many birth cycles they can go through in the season, To date, we've prevented over 50,000 unwanted catbirds outside.
Yep.
So, and that's with the really great partnership we have with feral fixers. They do such a wonderful job.
Can you translate that into the number of birds that lived in the
That
forest?
live.
No, seriously.
Yeah,
Good question.
No, I don't know if you can translate it, but it's.
It'd be interesting to see if we could do that. And the thing we remind people too is, you know, trap, neuter, and return has shown to be more effective than just culling cat populations, because when you put those cats back outside, they keep other animals, other cats from encroaching into those areas. And then, you know, you've got cats then controlling the other animal population, the other cat populations without reproducing too. So it is a much more effective way than just euthanizing cats.
Okay.
So.
With the loss of Dr. Von Waldo, what's going on with regards to like next year?
Yeah, so the mid-season, we secured a vet, Dr. Turner, who comes to us from Texas. It sounds like his move here is just temporary while his spouse is finishing up some training, but he will be here next season and he seems eager to stick with us. So in fact, he was talking about maybe even bringing an additional vet tech to try to see if we could increase the numbers for this year. So maybe we'll make up that ground we lost this coming year with Dr. Turner. So our hope is that he will be joining us again April through November.
So are we looking at a vet tech?
So he would be bringing that vet tech along as part of his contract. We will not be hiring another vet tech. We always try to find a seasonal vet tech, which was another struggle we had last year. Our seasonal vet tech had another baby, so she wasn't able to come back like she normally does. It's hard to find somebody to work just one day a week.
Yeah.
But he's talking about maybe trying to find somebody.
She would drive in from what, Indiana?
She was coming from quite a ways, yes. Yeah. So, but yeah. So
That sounds great.
any questions?
Real quick question, do you have a little time date of when the building will be started or the construction, or are we still in the planning stage?
I think we've got like 95% submittals on all the plans, and we're having weekly, sometimes multiple times a week meetings about all the details now, like door hardware and appliances. Like we're in that like nitty gritty detail part.
Okay.
But I believe our plan is still that March date for groundbreaking.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Mhm.
And we finalized the plans for the dollar amounts for the naming.
Yes, that's been sent to friends to hopefully get published on the website soon. I will email it to you, so you've got that too. So.
And then you think Hannah has some time at some of those, maybe to meet with some of the donors?
I'm sure she will make time.
Okay. Yourself.
Is there going to be a groundbreaking ceremony?
Yeah, I don't
Like a
know. Maybe
ribbon
you can
cutting?
talk more to like what that process looks like.
Once we have the contract lined out and we do a groundbreaking, we'll absolutely do a groundbreaking.
Yeah. That seems like
Hard hat.
Hard hats and shovels.
But the contractor we picked, right, it's the same one that did the Hinsdale Humane Society.
Yeah,
the,
Knight.
No, this is
No, that's stuff. Okay.
RWE.
RWE.
Okay.
But they did Hinsdale Humane Society, which opened maybe 2018, 19. They just did the West Suburban Humane Society one in
nice.
Downers Grove.
Oh, nice.
And they also did,
They specialize in humane societies, huh?
no, they do specialize in that. And I think when
And hospitals too.
they did, what was it, Eisenberg's All Creatures, that thing's
Yeah, they
beautiful
did
down by my
Animal
office,
Care
but-
Center, Downers Grove. They just finished Veterinary Specialty Center up in Bannockburn, which I was
wow.
just at, which is gorgeous.
Mhm.
So shelters and animal hospitals.
Okay, got
And
it.
so they actually, I know staff worked with all those organizations finding pitfalls that happened or whatever to help with
Right.
regards to opening them up. And I've been to a couple of them, 3 of them in my district that they're all nice inside. They did. So
I wonder if you could order special hard hats and special like golden shovels, and then for the picture of the groundbreaking, and then auction them off for a fundraiser.
probably got gold shovels, huh?
We do have gold shovels, but they're in reality.
They're not gold anymore.
Probably need a touch
But-
Each helmet has an animal on it, like.
Well, I don't mean like real 24 karat gold.
Right,
I'm
right.
saying those that need to auction off for.
Yeah, you could engrave
Something
them.
symbolic that might be fun for
And
time's sake.
engrave the
Especially
shovel.
some of
Yeah.
the passionate animal animal foundation.
I'd bid on one of
Yeah, they
those.
would
Oh my
pay
God.
money for that.
Mhm.
I always do those things and I'm like, can I have the shovel?
Yeah, I know.
It's
Where's
like-
that going, that shovel? Where's that big scissors going? to cut the-
Yeah, I don't want the big scissors, I
Maybe,
want the shovel.
Any grant to the question though, and the gala something maybe?
So Friends is planning an event. Yes. It sounds like end of
You always
spring.
talk about them raising money, grants. See, they've been raising money. You gave up, they raised a lot of money.
Well, that's
right?
good. That's
Yeah, but they're thinking about doing a
going to the
gala
vets.
again.
My idea going to the vets.
But they said a gala, they're doing.
With the vets,
Oh, with the vets.
well, get the vets to give us permission to give their
We'll send them all the
customer base, and
naming
not only
rights.
the dogs, and cats, and all.
But yeah, so the, they used to do a gala years
The
ago.
last one was 2016.
I said, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they didn't do
they
it
have
this
the
year?
ones that I'm in here. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like saw a draft of plans in the works for this
Sounds
coming.
wonderful.
So we'll keep tuned,
Yes.
as you say. Okay, stay tuned. Okay.
And then, could you mention about we get wildlife and how many calls do we get for wildlife with regards to, can you help with the raccoon in the backyard? Can you help with this?
Yeah, so I mean, this is a rough ballpark. We responded to probably 150 where we actually went out in the field and we were either taking wildlife to Willowbrook Wildlife Center or bringing it back to the shelter for euthanasia or testing. We receive a significantly larger number of calls, but they usually are falling outside of our jurisdiction. So we respond to only the unincorporated parts of DuPage County. If we're going into an in-town part of DuPage Incorporated, we would have to be dispatched by that local police department to assist them.
Okay.
And the degrees to which different municipalities respond to wildlife will vary. So it's a significant part of our field calls, definitely. We respond to far more field calls related to wildlife than I would say we do to domestics.
So I didn't have to call a trapper for the squirrels in my.
Well, it's
Cable?
You do. So we respond to sick and injured. Yeah. If it's nuisance, we like to kind of counsel you through some other solutions to get them out of there, some humane solutions, and try to help you avoid hiring somebody. Sometimes if they're stuck in your attic, maybe that's the last resort, but yeah, we do a lot of counseling people on the phone.
with the expansion of what Forest Preserve is trying to do at Willowbrook, will that increase their ability to take any of these animals? Because when you drop the animals off there, they just, if they're the squirrels, or they just euthanize them.
Yeah, don't know what the new plans are going to have in store for programming. A lot of the animals that are going there, that we take there, are truly like quality of life is not there. I don't really have a good grasp of what the rest of the public is bringing there.
Because they just don't have the resources.
No, they don't have the resources and they don't go and pick up too. And I think that's the biggest challenge residents have is we don't want to encourage a resident to go, if they see a distempered raccoon on the ground, it's not
Put it in their
safe
car.
for them to just go put it in a box and put it in their car.
Don't do that.
Some people do. But that's, I think, the challenge we have in our communities is to what degree are we trying to get these animals places where they could be at least humanely euthanized or helped. So.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Any old business? Any new business? Okay, objection, we are adjourned.